with volunteer coordinator, and she's going to talk to us a little bit about the importance of turning in volunteer hours and what constitutes volunteer hours. So, Kelly, take over.
All right, good morning, Yvonne.
Good morning.
Yes, volunteer hours. So, as we are, I guess now in February, we're really into 2018. I'm taking a look back on our 2017 volunteer hours. And the past, I think it was about 2 weeks ago, I sent out a letter to all known volunteers that I have. And I'll explain what that means. And this letter, this letter that I had was kind of a comprehensive 2017 total volunteer hours, what I have in my system, and then what I had prior to 2017, your total hours that we have on file at Green Spring. And I wanted to do this because I have only been in this role since July, so that's half a year. I've maybe missed hours or misplaced them in the change, you never know. And then also, I wasn't here prior to then, so I want to make sure whatever we have on record for you continues on record. So, people who got this record, volunteers that I knew about. So by that means you had been submitting hours to me in 2017, so I had physical paper with your name on it. Or you were part of a larger group that submits volunteer hours to me, like the Treasure Chest, the Choristers, the Woodshop Club does turn in those hours, and Channel 6 volunteers get their hours turned in. So maybe you're a Treasure Chest volunteer only, you give 4 hours, you think, how did she know about me? Well, that's how.
Yeah.
So I sent out the report to all the people that I knew about, and even some, I know there are a lot of volunteers around here who just don't report their hours, which we can talk about the importance of that, but people who don't submit their hours that I knew about, I sent them a report saying, I have 0 for you, and I know that's not right.
Yeah.
So with that report, I've been getting a lot of good feedback. I've had, changes to this year's, and then also, I really think people, if you did get that letter, pay attention to the prior to 2016 hours, because we had changed to a new system of recording these hours before I came on, and I think sometimes there's a little just error in the way things are categorized in the system, and I can make changes, which I have, so it has happened. So take a look at that prior to 2016 hours if you did receive a letter from me. So significance of this letter that I sent out. Basically, it let you know this is your hours for 2017, but why? Why the heck do we care? Why are we tracking it? So for Green Spring ourselves, we are keeping track of the total amount of volunteers that we have on campus. Now this is to support our nonprofit status. So I keep all that information. I'm reporting it monthly, how many volunteers we have. So that's important. But as far as these hours, we actually are a part of a national recognition program called the President's Volunteer Service Awards. So I'll explain a little bit about what that is, but we have been receiving these awards for, this will be our 13th year at Green Spring.
Really?
So this is a big deal. And like I said, it's nationwide. So a little background on this President's Volunteer Service Awards. It started with the President's Council on Service and Civic Participation, which was established in 2003, and it was to recognize valuable contributions volunteers are making in the communities. And then from that council, they created this President's Volunteer Service Award as a way to thank and honor Americans who are demonstrating their commitment and as an example, and to inspire others to engage. So through this program, we have a physical award that you will get, and since it's nationwide, you could say to somebody who volunteers maybe in Nebraska and they participate in this program and say, hey, I got a bronze award this year from the President's Service Awards. It would translate. This person would know. It's not just a Green Spring award. This is a national recognized award that you would be receiving. So this program continues, and this will be our 13th year. And a little bit about the awards, who gets them, how many hours do you need. So there's 3 levels, a bronze, a silver, and a gold, like Olympics coming up or anything else, pretty standard. So to get that bronze award, you need to have between 100 hours and 249 hours, and that is annual, 2017, how many hours you submitted. And for most people, I think that's pretty doable around here at Green Spring if you're tracking it. It is hard to track. I know a lot of people don't, but we are working hard. You guys are here working the studio right now. That's hours, hours, hours. So that's the thing about Green Spring, I think, that we're getting all these hours because we're putting on all these programs constantly, and that constitutes as volunteer hours, putting in your time to help enrich this community. Okay, I'll get off my soapbox there. Silver awards. So to get the silver award, you need between 249 hours and 499 hours for the year. And then the gold is 500 hours and above. So if you're getting anywhere between 100 and 500 hours, you could be getting this award. Now, if you haven't let me know, or you didn't receive a letter from me and you're thinking, gosh, she doesn't know I volunteer, or I'd really like to say that I have, you still have until Friday to let me know. Now, to do that, you can either call me, send me an email, which I can tell you my contact info, or at the front desks, they have a volunteer hour form. You could simply write your name and say 2017 hours and give me just a rough estimate if you wanted to do month by month, or I do 20 per month for my church. Just let me know what you do. Just as long as it's clear, gets to me by Friday, I'll try to get you these. I'll get you into these awards. Yeah. So we also have one final award that they account for in this Presidential Volunteer Service Awards, and this is a lifetime award. Mm-hmm. So this lifetime award is 4,000 plus hours of volunteering in your entire life. Now for Green Spring residents, I'm collecting this probably from the time that you started at Green Spring. I know a lot of people, you've been volunteering. Right. But for me, as a certifying organization, we have to kind of be able to tell, like, yes, I know that she's been volunteering this. Even though I do collect volunteer hours from outside the community, I do need your kind of Green Spring time hours when you've been at Green Spring. So we have already, I guess, 28, or no, it's like 30-something lifetime awards that have been at Green Spring. And we're going to be awarding 2 more this year to 2 other residents. I'm not going to say who yet. Those awards are taking place this coming month in February. So I did want to say, if you did receive your letter from me, you made your changes, or you agreed that what I sent you was accurate, you will know based on what I sent you that if you're getting an award this year coming up. Right. So I will also be sending out invitations to those volunteers who are getting awards in their cubbies. I'm hoping by today, by the end of the day. And this letter will also tell you what award you will be receiving. So these the President's Volunteer Service Awards, our ceremony will be on February 22nd. But if you are receiving an award, it's only open for those receiving the award. So if you are receiving an award, you will get the letter. It'll tell you which award, which in my case, it still does give you a chance to say, hey, wait a minute, I know I have more than that. You could call me. Mm-hmm. So this is kind of one more chance to just fact check me. I'm not trying to, gyp anybody on your hours. I do want to know your accurate hours. So when I'm sending you this letter, it's not don't think, oh, Kelly, just think, oh, let me let her know. Because I'm really trying to get on the right track and get everybody the recognition they deserve. So yeah, that's an earful.
So now these presidential awards are mainly for the hours here at Green Spring.
No, I mean, for the lifetime, what I meant, I knew that was confusing, is when you were living here at Green Spring, I will count for your lifetime awards. But say for your 2017 hours, if you volunteer here and you also volunteer at an outside church, that does count for the year of 2017. Okay. I will take outside hours. But if you want to contribute to that 4,000 lifetime award, I can't dig back 20 years when you said I was volunteering at a school. I can't do that. But if there were things at Green Spring that you were doing, I can still. Sure. So that's the different. I will take outside hours, but to contribute to your lifetime, it must be your time at Green Spring.
At Green Spring.
There we go. So yeah, that's a lot. I want to just get the accurate information, and then if you weren't included this year and you do volunteer or you want to get started, now is the time to start. It's a fresh year. We got a new month of February, fresh start again. You can get forms to submit your hours at the front desks for 2018, but then also the volunteers that I know about will receive a copy in their cubby coming up, just so you have it on file, or you can get one at the desk. And then also, I encourage people, if you haven't gotten involved at Green Spring and you want to, come talk to me. I can help get you involved. Maybe it's in a group on campus, or if you have other ideas, I'm hoping that this year we can expand. If there's something you see we're not doing and you'd like to, like, hey, why don't we have a group that does this? Well, let's talk about it and get it started in the new year. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And do we have a few more minutes?
Yes, we do.
I do want to cover then one more thing. I know I'm blah, 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 talking. It's a big time for volunteer hours. We did have a recent notice that our hospice at Green Spring was closing. Yes. And with that, we did have a group of good volunteers who have been working with hospice, or people who were trying to be involved in hospice. And now, since we no longer have that, what do we do with our volunteers? Well, if you were a hospice volunteer here at Green Spring, or if you wanted to volunteer with hospice, we still have hospices coming in here to work with our residents. So if that's something you're interested in, I can help connect you with the outside companies that come in and get you still volunteering with hospice, and you can still be working with our Green Spring residents here.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so a lot of our residents that we had on our Green Spring hospice are now going to another organization. And then with that, the organization can come here, they can do the training, and you can just continue to volunteer at Green Spring, but for a different hospice. So you can be doing the same thing. So I encourage, if you were a hospice volunteer, I'll be reaching out to you. But if it's something you're interested in, please let me know, because I'm getting a group together with one of our outside organizations and setting up a time to do a training and getting people through the process. So if that's something you're interested in, please give me a call. I guess I should say my phone number and my email address, and we can set that up. So I'd really like to do that. Good. My phone number is 703-923-3154. I'll say it one more time. 703-923-3154.
And that can be found in our directory.
It can, thank you. That helps. But I have a nice direct line, and then my email address. Email is really good for me. I don't know, young and tech savvy. I'm always typing away. It's my name, Kelly.Lukschander, which is a mouthful, @erickson.com. And you can get that from your front desk. But give me a call about any of this. Email. I want to get everybody on the right track. We're a very busy and active community, so I know I'm not capturing everybody, but I'd like to.
Right.
That's.
So if you know of somebody who maybe not watching the program but does a lot of volunteer work, be sure you let them know that for Kelly to know that you're volunteering is important. Plus, put your hours in and get a little recognition for what you do, although I know most of us don't volunteer for recognition. But it's kind of nice to know that somebody cares whether you're volunteering or not.